All right. What we're going to do right now is I'm going to show you on this board what I'm going to do in the machining, but I want you to understand what we're trying to create. We have a piece of material, which is this one, aluminum, that's going to be shaped, that is already going to be shaped mill into something that looks like this. These are channels for a wallet pocket, for a pocket wallet that we're creating as a project for my students. And we have a step and we have some channels and all that. But what we need to create on this side is a pocket so we can put a fastener, a washer, sorry, a nut. This is square nut. This square nut needs to fit inside here, right there. You guys can see it's going to be a challenge because I'm going to turn this so you can see it. Very little space in between, about 50 thousandths, to create a pocket in there. But the problem is that most tools that cut into the material, they're round. We need to make a square pocket. So I'm going to have to be using 3 different tools to do this. I'll show you that in a little bit, but first let's define what the dimensions are. I'm going to do a couple drawings here and where we need to be as far as distances and dimensions. So here's my piece that I want to, I'm going to draw it. Just a basic one. So imagine that piece is this, right? Okay. And I want to create a pocket. I'm going to make that with red. Pocket's going to be coming right here, right now. With a square back to go in there. It's going to be a hole eventually in there. And it's going to go not deep so that nut can fit in there. That's what we're trying to create. So I'm going to put some dimensions here. I'm going to leave this part of it in there. And I'm going to put some dimensions for what we're looking for. I already did this in CAD. And I have here a blueprint that I'm going to follow. And I'm going to put it right back here, so that you guys can see it. So imagine that we're looking from the top right here, and this is how this will look. We got a square right here, something like that. And in this square, we already have a hole in the middle somewhere. But we need to create the pocket, and the pocket is going to be in there. We're looking from the top to it, right here. Looking into the top. We're going to create a pocket right here. So this is our part. And I'm going to make it keep going because this is a long piece, right? This is this piece right here. Put this on top. I want to erase this. We need to create a pocket. And now the question is, what are the dimensions of this pocket? Where is the center? How we're going to do it? And if we start here as this being the 0, 0, 0, 0, x and y, then the center of this, well, actually we have to go from there to the edge is 347 thousandths of an inch. So 347. It's 5/10, but don't worry about that much. 0 point, so from this edge all the way to this edge right here, the edge that defines that is that long. I'm gonna put this closer, 0 point, so you get the idea. And then the actual dimension down here, from here to here, is 315. from there to this edge which touches it. Okay? So now that we know that, we can subtract this from this and find out what's this edge right here. So we got 347, 0.340 minus 0.315. What do we get? This is 2, this is 3, this is 0. There we go. 32 thousandths of an inch. I'm going to get this 0, I'm going to make it a little bit better. It's only 32 thousandths from here to here, this edge right here. Wow. And it's going to be the same on the other side because these are the same numbers. From here to here is 300. From here to here is 347,000. From there to there. And from that edge is 315 as well. Yep. 315 from here to here. So that tells us pretty much that all these edges, this edge, I'm going to make it with a color green so that we can get an idea. Move a little out of the way right here. This edge right here. All these walls, they're going to become like little walls. There's going to be another one right here. To go deep into that pocket, that's 32 thousandths. Hold on. That's on all the other side. That's the same as here. This edge, this edge. So we need to do more calculations here to figure out where's the 0, 0. Where's the center of this hole so that we can put a cutter in there. Well, we know that from here to here is 347. From here to here is 315. And we know this is 32. 32. So, what's half of this 315? Let's start with that. So we get our calculator and we go half of that. So 300, 0.315 divided by 2. It's 157. So if we start here, half of that, then we'll go to the center. From here to here, it's 157. 0.157 and then 5 tenths. Now we got that extra edge right here, and we said that edge is what, 32? So we add that. Let's do the math right here. 0.1575, 157 thousandths, 5/10 thousandths, which is that distance, and then that extra distance, which is 32 thousandths. 0.032. Then we'll bring the 5, that becomes a 9, 8, 1. And that's it. 189 thousandths, 5/10 thousandths. That's that distance between here and here. So I'm gonna make an arrow right here. The distance from that edge, touch that edge, all the way to this edge right here. That distance right there. It's 0.189 That's what we need to go as far as that. And since this is a square, it's going to be also the same distance from here to here. 0.1895. So if I get a cutter, that they're round, and I want to get the most mass and cut through there, then we will get a cutter like this one. This is to the right size, and this will come in and plunge right here, go down, and then remove the most material possible. Now, the picture is huge compared to this, but in reality, this probably will work. And let's take a look and see how much this measures. So I have my caliper right here. Make sure it's a 0, calibrated. And this measures 312. Oh, 312. 312. I'm looking at the cutter right here that I'm going to be using. 312 of this cutter is going to go right into here to create that pocket. Now I measured 312, but let's look at the actual what is being marked here as a this tool. This is a 5/16 tool. It says right here. I'm gonna be careful because these edges are sharp. You guys can see it. 5/16 right here on this line. There we go. 5/16 right here. So what's a 5/16? Is that what we measure? 5 divided by 16? 312.5. That's amazing, guys. We measure exactly what it was. This is the same as a 5/16. And we have the right tool. So we got 312 and the actual pocket size. Check this out, guys. 315. Whoa. So this number of our cutter, the diameter is almost exactly as this. Only 0.003 difference. So if we go 0.315 as in here, and we do the 3 minus the 312, what do we get? That's 300.0. Wow, that's 0.003. Let me bring this down so you guys can see it. 0.003 difference. That's very minimal. That's perfect for what we need. So we got the right tool to make that big pocket. But that big pocket is only going to make something that looks like this. So as the cutter goes in and cuts this material, it's going to remove this material. It's going to look like this. A big blue area. The cutter is going to cut something like that. It's going to remove all this area. Depending how deep we go. However, we still got those areas. which I'm gonna make them red. We still got those areas. That area, because this is a round cutter, I cannot do a perfect square. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put another tool, another cutter. In this case, I have 109 thousandths cutter. This one right here. It's gonna plunge right here. And then I'll move it right here. Then I'll move it here. Then I'll move it here. We'll have to do those calculations exactly where's the zero of that 109,000. And eventually what's going to happen is going to create a little round area right here like that. Another one here as we create that part. Then another one right here. Another one right here. That's going to get rid of most. And we might have to sweep it a little bit here to get rid of that. And then a little bit there to get rid of that. So we might have to sweep it. But there's still some red here at the corners. A little bit red right here. There's going to be another red here. Another one right there, another one right there. So this second tool, I'm gonna put it in like this. I'm just gonna cut away. And that's the 109,000 tool. So that's gonna be 0.109. That's the second tool. Second cutter. Okay, but I have one more cutter that I'm going to use for the little corners. There's very tiny tool right here, little baby one. And this one is a 1/16. That's the diameter of this particular tool. So what are we talking about in decimal points? 1 divided by 16, 62 thousandths. So this is the first tool. Okay. This is the second tool, cutter. And this one, like I mentioned, the third one, this one is going to be 1 divided by 16 or 0.062. And then there's a 5 10,000. But we're gonna focus on this number, 62,000. And that's the tool that's gonna go into the little corners right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And get rid of those corners. That would allow us to put that square, the little square, nut in there. This square nut has to fit in there. Right in there, or right in there. So what that's gonna do, that particular one is 62,000. We're gonna apply it to all those 4 areas. And actually, closer to the corners, it's gonna create, clean up those corners. And allow us for us to put this small square nut. I think I'll be calling it a washer, it's a nut. It's threaded so that we can use this fastener in here. So that's what we're going to do. We have all of our numbers And the only thing we have to do on each of these areas is move 32 away plus half of the tool. So let's find the half. What's the half of each of these tools? Because we need that distance plus a half of that to get into that little corner. And we also need the same for each one of these. All those numbers, we have to have them so that when we move our tools, we can go to those areas. Okay? So let's find out. What's half of 62? 31. So this factor, we have to compensate from the edge to find that 7 for that particular tool. So we have 32 plus 31. 31 in half of 5. So that's the amount that we gotta move to be in this area, so we know what to cut. And then here we can also add and subtract to find that location. And then we have to do the same thing for all those other ones. But let's not get too complicated, too complex. Let's go ahead and take out the main part, the blue, with the first tool. Use the 5/16 right here, which is the 312 thousandths to get the most out of it. And how deep we're gonna go? So let's take a look at the washer and test it out. This washer, the thickness of this is 105 thousandths of an inch. So we got 100, then it goes to 5. So that's how deep we gotta go down here. Let's write this down. Talking about how deep down from the edge, from here, which is this. Make that a little bit better. Which is 105. That's how deep we have to drill down. Okay. So let's see. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm gonna pause this video and I'm gonna set up everything in the machine so we can do that first operation. Go down 105 using a 312 thousandths or a 5/16 tool. And we'll create the first part of the pocket. We'll get the most out of that out as this is milled out. All right, let's do it.